Little nature corn. Now we have to ask. We have to answer Tim because we're gonna freak out again. Fuck, there's water and thing. Okay, fuck, there's water and the moisture. Okay. We got a shit ton of message answer. Look at this, look at this, look at this. Okay, good, good, good. Not your fault. Thanks. Come on, just fucking... So it's not working. I'm gonna use the other phone. Okay. This guy's intense. Oh. I didn't. I'm so sorry. I was sleeping. To my father. Okay, this works well. Okay. It's okay. It's your fault. Okay, so what else? Stories. Okay. Yeah, yes, my chicken. And my number. That's what? Never seen this before. Account is active. No. So what it is this guy was commenting a lot, right? So if you look here carefully, this is the Invendera gaming. It doesn't have access to the Invendera normal, so it's saying in this time I'm not mess around. Okay. You're not really working, huh? Don't blink. Yes, you blink. Look, I'm commercial. Because they're having a wonderful day on this glorious 3rd October 2025. It is a beautiful day outside. It is really nice. It's 22 degrees, which means that it's less cold than yesterday. You can see me, I have short sleeve, which is really nice. Let's go here with my coffee of the morning, which is a Zoa white peach. So that sounds delightful. Now, let's just take it slow. Let me down slowly. here's the intro of the 4th of October. So, what did we do? We uploaded some videos. I'm gonna be honest. Yesterday I was completely sick. You guys saw I was sick. I was not feeling well. So what we did is we couldn't film a lot. So we took some footage from the GoPro, and I'm gonna make a video about the GoPro and my love for the GoPro, because I need to. But we did some uploading from the GoPro. But we feel a lot better today. Are we 100%? No. But here. So what did we do today? We uploaded a bunch. We went in the bath to sweat out the toxin of the sickness, and we read Berserk. Which is super nice. What did we do today? Today's a super simple day. I only got a couple of videos to do. There's no TikTok live because it's a day of tournament. And tournament it is. I have to go to the bank. I'm gonna do a bit of grocery shopping. I feel like eating junk food. And I have to eat junk food. I can't resist. And so yeah. So we're gonna go do some shopping. We're gonna go to the bank, which is great. And what's next? Next is super cool because next is streaming Fortnite. I couldn't do it yesterday because the update was humongous, but then so the update was humongous. It was 2 days ago, but I also had to update the PlayStation 4, so I had to update that, which took a long time itself. And so now we're gonna be playing that. I hope to be playing Resident Evil. I want to watch Scream 4, but the problem with Scream 4 is if I watch it, I don't have any other horror movie to watch. I'm probably gonna be watching Thanksgiving because it looks scary, or I could rewatch Black Phone because it's a really good movie. The problem is I already did a review of that, so it'll be 2 videos. Apart from that, I want to finish. We wrote a story. It's a really good one. I'm really proud of it, and it's 1,600 words, so it's a short story, but it's good. I'm happy about that. I'm happy. Oh, I gotta be. What is it? Try here. Ah, that's left. So yeah, so what else? Yeah, that's pretty much it. That is pretty much it. Tonight's no TikTok live. See, I think the TikTok live so weird. Leftover meal from yesterday. The TikTok live are weird because even if I take a couple of days off a week, I'm still more consistent than I was before. And that's great, you know? That's positive. And that's my day. It's just a pretty boring day. And that's pretty much it. And I love you guys. Take it easy. Peace. Don't blink. It's your boy Ink. Welcome to the Commentary Show. If you're doing well, hope you're having a wonderful day on this 4th October 2025. This is the first video of the day, and we're starting with a bang. What is that bang? It's a Demon Hunter, it's K-pop Demon Hunter. So this is a movie that you possibly heard of. This is a movie that I watched yesterday. I was against watching a movie because I was like, yo, well, this is a kid movie. This is hyper-produced, but I watched it, and I have to say, weirdly speaking, this is possibly a masterpiece. It is so freaking good. Okay, so again, we watched this yesterday, so the review is a bit more complex. What I love about the movie? Well, the movie in itself, the intro is amazing. Like, okay, well, there's demon out there, and because there's demon, there is a way to heal, and the way to heal is through songs, which is super nice because it's a peaceful way, which is kind of how can I say this? Energy drink. It doesn't matter how old you are. You're not gonna sing. It's not violence, right? So this is super cool. Now, and it's a Korean pop. In Korea, there's a bunch of bands that are super popular. I don't know much about it, but K-pop. So there's a bunch of lady, which I think are Blackpink. There's a bunch of dudes, which are BTS, right? I can't believe I got that. This is not gangster. And it's kind of cool because it's huge there. So you do this in an anime form. And K-pop Demon Hunter is great because it feels like a musical, but at the same time it doesn't feel too musical. So I got some. I'm 32 years old. I got some people who are my age that remember High School Musical. It's sort of it. It's a musical, but there's still a movie behind it. The movie in itself is great. From the songs that are super catchy, I found myself weirdly having a bunch of fun. Now, ultimately speaking, I'll be completely honest. There's two songs that I really enjoyed, which is Soda Pop, from The Boys, and what else? La 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 la. And so Demon K-pop Hunter. Okay, cool. So it's the K-pop. What is the song? There's two songs. It's Golden. Yeah. Golden. It's so freaking good. So basically, these two songs, I'm not gonna lie, they're my favorites. They're quite catchy. Not to say that the other were not good, but you put those two songs there. Now here is the beauty of Demon K-pop. It's the universe around them. They're fan, and it's so cool because the highest moments of the movie are the fans. For example, the fans that are swarming, and you can tell that what they're doing is good. If it's for demon hunting, first of all, or second of all, and again, the writer possibly my age, and we remember things like Holy Spice, shit like that, right? And even if it was for that, you'd be like, okay, that's kind of cool, right? Ultimately speaking, why that cool is because you have the other band, and it's super nice because the way to vanquish evil is through music, but the way to propagate evil is through music. So, in the middle of the movie, you have another band, a boy band, and they're demons, right? And they're propagating evil. And then there's a K-pop for the next idol. So you basically have a competition of K-pop, which is great. However, you only have those two bands. I would have liked to see more bands, even if it's for a couple of seconds, and even if it's a show that they're disgustingly bad. I don't care, but put more bands, right? Okay, cool. Now, this is super nice because on the surface, you have good versus evil. The good are the demon versus the demon, right? But ultimately speaking, it's a competition, and in the real world, this matters. First of all, second of all, what I also did like is there's one of my favorite scene is when they come together, and then the fan are shipping them, and like they're telling, hey, this one, and they find his name, which is really cool because it's very reminiscent of real life. It feels like a musical. It feels like it's totally out there. It feels like it's not real. But there's so many real elements that like, okay, well, I believe and I realize and I see clearly that the inspiration behind it was via the movie. Now, also, I have to be completely honest. The reason why we watched that movie is because Fortnite is going into its fourth year, and they're really going for that. So because they're really going for that, oh shit, was there a Fortnite live event? I want to be aware. There is some lack, but the lack of it is kind of also the best thing ever. Give me a sec. Daft Punk event. Okay, so the Daft Punk event was the last live event. That's great. That is great. Okay, so the best scene of it, or the best part of the show, is the two main character, which is, I don't remember her name, but the girl with the purple hair, and the main singer, right? And this is so cool because they're kind of the star, right? And it's kind of cool because you see the good versus evil, but then at the same time, it's quite complex, and even for a kid movie, it's quite complex. You got the girl who is part demon, right? And the guy who's part human. The girl is ashamed of her demon because she's like, okay, well, I'm a hunting demon, but I'm one of them, and she keeps keeping this secret, right? And the guy is like, yeah, I'm a demon, and I'm supposed to listen to this guy, but I'm still human. I still remember being a good person. I still remember doing some good things in the world, and I'm a demon, but I don't want to be a demon, sort of things. It's quite complex, and it doesn't make the most sense. But when you realize what the story is about, it's super good. Also, what is really nice is that, for example, right, there's two scenes that I really enjoyed that have direct effect on this. So, for example, the scene where they're meeting fans, the demon guy, he received a letter, and the letter is a kid, and it makes me emotional because it's so sweet. The kid says, "You got a good soul," the guy said that's like, holy shit, I used to have a good soul, you know? Or the girl, they're coming up, or girl band, they're coming up with songs about killing demons and hunting demons, and she has to be like, yo, I'm a fucking demon. People don't know. These two things are amazing because again, we got a love story, which is something we want, right? However, it kind of sucks because you're taking so much out of the other characters. Like there's a central member, there's a three member of for the girl band, and there's five members. Two of the members of the boys are twin, and you basically don't hear them. One of them is from the girl, you basically don't hear her. So take away everything. The ending itself was kind of cool when he became demon, and when he became demon, I'm sorry, to me that's funny. When he became demon and they corrupted the land, but at the same time, I would have liked more. See, it's such a good story. It's such a good story. I'm sorry. The ending was kind of shitty, but it wasn't shitty because of couple. So they planned that. Okay, you go, guess what? They pretend like they were. They did a switcheroo, and some demon were pretending to be the friends, and they released her. So that means that the band is broken, right? And then the girls like, yo, we don't. Sorry, I'm emotional because it's so good. The girl's like, we don't care that you're a demon. You're our friend, which is super nice, right? And the song is so good. And then the guy, will sacrifice himself. He was like, you know what? This is the one thing I can do that's good, and it's beautiful. It's a really good movie, and I hate myself for loving it, but it's really good. So here we go with K-pop Demon Hunter. Love you guys. Take it easy. Peace. Don't blink if you're buying. Welcome, commercial. Just doing well, having a wonderful day on this gorgeous, and I do mean gorgeous. 4th of September, I broke my nail, I think, which is why we're in pain, but it's okay. On this 4th October 2025, here we are with another movie review. We just finished K-pop Demon Hunter. We're going completely left-sided. We're going with Scream 3. Scream 3, which is the third installation of Ghostface. I gotta say, I didn't enjoy the movie at all. Scream 1, amazing. Scream 2, good. Scream 3, Scream 3, the movie itself isn't great. The Scream 3 and the lore and the universe of it is pretty good. So, first of all, why did I like it? Super good question. I didn't like it because, okay, no, you know what? Let's talk about it. Why did I like it? Because you show how important certain characters are. So you started with 10 characters, now you're down to Dewey, Sid, a cameo from the guy, the geek. It was only a cameo, and you have Gil Weather, right? And apart from these three, no other person from the original movie is left, which I kind of did like, right? Also, what I did like also was the ending. So the ending, I'm gonna spoil it right away. Her stepbrother her stepbrother was the killer. Now this is kind of cool because the third, if you look at the story in itself, it's horrible. It's not enjoyable. But if you look at the sub the sub subject behind the movie, they're phenomenal. For example, we talk about her mom, and what really happened to her mom, right? What really happened to her mom is that she used to be an actress that didn't make it, right? Now, she went to a party, and yes, her mom was extremely open sexually, but it came from being R-word and a party at Hollywood party where it really fucked her up, right? And this is kind of crazy because she had a baby, and that baby is a killer, is the stepbrother. Why is that so good? And this is, I gotta say, if you're looking at this per se, this is a masterclass in good storytelling and trilogy. Now, again, I gotta say, my favorite part, just taking a break, favorite part is the geek. It talks about, it's very rare that we see trilogy and a horror movie, but it happened with Jason. It didn't tell the story, it tells the rules. So in this one, we have the stepbrother, right, who says like, yo, I found out my mom was an X star, and I didn't know who she was because she had an X. She has a star name. Now, which is really cool is in the movie we discovered that she had an actress name. She had a real name, which was Maureen Prescott, but she also had an actress name. and then the guy went and she blocked him off. Now, ultimately speaking, the reason why she didn't say, like, you're not my son, was it was possibly a result of that party. It was possibly a result, and it reminded her of her being an actress. It reminded her of her acting career, and because it reminded her of her acting career, then he was like, you know what? I don't want to be part of this. I don't want to remind myself of this. We're done, which is quite understandable. Now, here is why it's a masterclass. So this is gonna be a lot of spoiler. We're gonna go into this lore, my like, my dislike, and then after that, I'm gonna tell you why I didn't like the movie at all. The first movie is an 8 out of 10. The second one is a 6 out of 10. This one is possibly a 5.5 out of 10, which is very close to the second. But the reason why I don't like this movie is more important than the second. I realized that the stepbrother, the first thing he did, he was a director. I'm gonna direct a movie, which technically is crazy because he wanted to direct a movie which wasn't stabbed. He wanted to make a movie of himself. Right? Then he ended up and being stabbed, and he's like, okay, well, this is the greatest movie ever made. So, what he does is he sees Billy, who's an unstable kid, and he manipulates Billy into wanting to kill, first of all, the mother of Sid, and then Sid herself. Now, why is this so good? Is because Billy, we saw in first stream, very unstable. We saw him in second stream. We didn't see him, but we heard his mom say, "No, my son was not a killer." And technically speaking, her son wasn't the killer. He got manipulated into killing, but it wasn't his idea. It wasn't his desire. He just got manipulated, which is really cool. Because you show that. There's a couple last things that I love. Relationship between Dewey and himself. I didn't like it because he's this police officer, and then he put everything aside to be part of part of the movie. But he's still a cop, right? And then Ford is focusing on his cop career, so there's a lot of inconsistency. Dewey is still there, but Dewey is like, okay, well, fucks Gail Weather. Gail is dealing with a lot, and I gotta say, her hair. I'm sorry, Courtney. I love you, but the hair in this one, not the move. Courtney is dealing with things, and this is super, super nice because Courtney in herself is one of the most interesting character of Stream 2. Sorry, I call it Stab. So why she's so good is because she had high hope, she had ambition. We're going back to the Scream 1 ambitious Gail Weather, and going to the Scream 2, Scream 3. She's done her career. She is very popular. However, on how